everybody. We are joined by my mom today. Her name is Jackie, and she is going to be telling us about some of her must-have products, the products that have become part of her daily routine, because a lot of people ask me, you know, those questions about my routine, but at the same time I also get those questions for my mom, and people have been wondering, you know, what are some things that continue to work as you age, because you are now, I don't know if you want to... 66 years old, and I think mom looks awesome for but she's just kind of developed a routine, and she doesn't want to spend a lot of money on it either. So
or really time, you know, I'm not into just, you know, experimenting to the degree that you do, but just trying to find things that work.
Great. And so we're going to start out by talking a little bit about the skincare routine. So mom starts with an eye cream. It's Neutrogena Healthy Skin Eye Cream. So what can you tell us about how this works and how you use it?
I mainly chose it because it was not irritating, and I could actually get it up very close around the eye, which is what I wanted to do. I didn't want to have to, you know, stay away from the eye. That's what it's for. And so I would go over the entire lid, underneath, and even in the inner corner. I didn't have any sensitivity or anything.
Would you say you have kind of sensitive skin around the eye area?
I guess I must, but I've tried several that do bother me, so this one definitely doesn't.
The next thing mom has is, and it looks like you've been using quite a bit of this. This is from Garnier, and it's that Skin Renew Dark Spot Corrector, and my sister uses this too, and she had a review on my blog, so you might be familiar with the product that way. But how do you use it? Just kind of on spots?
It's actually called, I think, a moisturizer also, but I don't put it on. They would probably ask you to put that all over your face if you want to. It's kind of expensive, so I just kind of go to the areas that I need it in and use my Olay for my moisturizer.
So this would be like sunspots, age spots.
Yes.
If you use it consistently, have you noticed? Because I saw you earlier with like without makeup on, and I thought, I don't see that spot. She was like pointing out where the spot was, and I could hardly see it.
Well, there are a few places, but I noticed using that on a daily basis, morning and night, you can really keep them at bay. You can at least keep them. They will diminish some, not totally leave, but they will diminish some, and then they will stay there if you will use sunscreen over those throughout the day.
And that leads us right into this next product. What's this, Mom?
Which is Olay, and it's number 30 on the SPF.
Okay, Olay Complete. It's the daily UV moisturizer. Mom's got it for sensitive skin here.
You really can't diminish totally those spots or the little things you'd like to get rid of maybe, but they won't go any further if you'll continue using those things.
And then Mom goes into makeup, and she's got a foundation that I recommended to her. I believe she's been using this for at least the past year, if not longer, and it's the Rimmel Lasting Finish. The shade is 102 Warm, and it says 25-hour foundation. Whether or not it's 25 hours, I don't think either of us really want to leave it on that long to find out, but I mean, this is a good long-wearing foundation, would you say?
You don't feel like you have to redo anything like that, like at the end of the day or something. It's good.
Is it good coverage-wise?
Yes.
I mean,
and not overly. It's got a nice thinness to it that doesn't feel like you've caked on anything.
And how do you put it on? With your fingers?
I just put it on with my fingers, and I kind of stay away actually from my eye area because I'm really not wanting to darken underneath the eye, so I kind of just you know, go everywhere else. My neck is kind of an issue, so I do get that always with everything I put on. It goes on my neck too.
Mom has a concealer she's using. It's a pretty light shade. It's Classic Ivory from CoverGirl. It's the Fresh Complexion, and this is kind of like one of those concealers with the wand applicator. Can you tell me about where you put that?
Well, I like to use that. I have a very small chin, and I really want to define it from my neck. So in the way that this works, you can just kind of take that off, put it around on there. I put maybe a little above my lip. I might go up over my eye in this area here, and under my eye. I'm trying to use this as a liquid to, you know, keep from filling into the crow's feet and the little wrinkles around there. And this seems to work good for that.
Sometimes we think about highlighting as the final step of makeup, but really you can start from your concealer, which I sometimes do, kind of thinking about, okay, maybe bridge of the nose, maybe chin, maybe under eye, brow bone, different things, and that can be a good plus coverage. Now, Mom has been using some different powders. At this point in the game, she will take a powder that kind of locks in the staying power of those cream products. And she's had some different ones from CoverGirl, but I introduced her to something today that I think is good, provides just that little bit extra coverage, a little bit of brightening, continues to even out the skin. I know I've preached about this on my channel before, but it's the Laura Geller Balance and Brighten. And what you're looking at here are various shades of the color kind of swirled in one. And so it's a very corrective product. This shade is called Regular. And I'm also giving Mom this EcoTools brush. EcoTools is a great brand of brushes. They're extremely soft, wouldn't you say, when we used this earlier. And you can pick this up at any drugstore, Target, Walgreens, things like that. Just kind of swirled that in the product, went all over her face, and it kind of, I would say this is maybe just a hair deeper than Mom's natural skin tone, but it kind of perked it up, don't you think?
Yeah, it gave you just that little feeling of warmth on your face. I like that.
We didn't even really feel the need to use a bronzer or things like that. Mom's got a blush that she's been using. Is this pretty much the only one you use lately?
That's one I've been kind of sticking with. I like that.
This is Milani Minerals blush in Mai Tai, and this is one of my personal favorites. No shimmer in this, but it's kind of like a nice deep sort of peachy salmon-y color, and you generally like peachy blushes like that, right?
I feel I really want a blush on me. I've always done that since I was like a teenager. I don't know what it is. Maybe I just had cheeks. I don't know, but that seems to work, and it just always the kind of that finishing touch.
Next, Mom's got a must-have lip product, and she's got a key reason why she likes this, and here's what the box looks like. It comes in a box. It's CoverGirl Outlast All Day Lip Color. This shade, and it's the shade she's wearing today, is called Crushed Shells, number 541. It says it's a new shade, and it was in a special display.
The reason I went to this was, as you get to be this age, and really 50, say, or if not before, everyone starts to get these little lines, the little vertical lines above their lip here and there. And if you put on a normal, nice lipstick even, you blot it, you try as hard as you can, you eat a little something. All at once, it's running into those cracks. You can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
This actually, I guess, would be referred to as some form of a paint.
Yeah.
You actually can paint it on. It has a lovely little wand, kind of a little foam thing. That works very well. And then you let that dry for just a few minutes. Then coat it with the gloss that comes with it.
Kind of like a balm.
Yeah, it's just totally clear, and it goes on top, and you can reapply that throughout the day. Now, it seems the only thing I don't like so much is that it seems you need to do that quite often.
Yeah, that's going to wear off, but the color really...
Right, but the color will go nowhere.
Yeah, guys, this is not like something that you would even, if you were to blot your lips with a tissue.
Yes.
This is the kind of color that does not come off, and it's not a stain. It's not one of those thin stains, but it is that lip color that you practically paint on. It dries. It will last you the entire day until you are...
But even though I called it kind of a paint, it does not crack. It does not look strange in any way. I used this to begin with at get-togethers and things where I was going to be out and I couldn't look at my lips. I couldn't look in a mirror every few minutes to see.
Yeah.
And so I had to be, sure it would work, and you can really count on it.
Mom doesn't tend to use a lot in the eyeshadow department. We have gone through and used different things, like I think we've used the Wet n Wild, like matte colors and things like that. Basically, she's staying away from shimmer on the lids and that sort of thing. And today we went really simple, and we just took like some of this Balance and Brighten powder, or any kind of light powder you have, and she just kind of went over her lids with that, and that takes care of discoloration, because many of us have purplish to reddish pinkish tones on our lids naturally, and if you just want to make it easy on yourself, you could just put a powder over it, and that's all Mom did today. And then the next thing Mom probably goes to is the liner. She's using L'Oreal Telescopic Waterproof Eyeliner.
As the skin here starts to come down somewhat, you can go ahead and nicely line your eye with just a normal liquid, is what I have used, eyeliner, and find it up here later.
Okay, so she's basically she's saying the skin above your eye
Starts to come
come
down.
in contact.
Yes, so it's just as important as this lipstick that does not run up in the cracks. This will stay put. This is a really dark brown for me.
Okay.
It has a little shine to it. I didn't want to go black if I didn't have to, and this was a dark brown. Very lovely little tip, and it's more like the marker.
Yeah, and Mom has used the CoverGirl Line Blast 24-hour, and she liked the way that went on and everything. The only thing with that is she started to have issues with it drying up. I didn't have issues with mine getting dry.
Yeah.
She would do one eye and then felt it was drier when she put it on the other eye. I have not had that problem, but this is something a little bit more. If you've had issues with markers drying on you, this is that inkwell type of format
all day. You will not find it up anywhere else, and it comes off pretty easily with a really soap and water if you use that, or a makeup remover for eye makeup.
Mom goes from using eyeliner to using her mascara, and she is a fan, as am I, of the Mally volumizing mascara.
Some are too wet, some are too clumpy. This was a nice mix of, it went on nicely, it was wet enough, but you didn't have everything sticking together all the time. And it stayed soft. It wasn't that
Yes.
Stiffness and flaking off. You don't have that.
I
with
feel
this.
like when a mascara does get really hard and brittle, those are the mascaras that are more likely to get hard, brittle, and dry, and then flake. This I haven't had flaking with.
No,
You haven't
no.
either. This is not waterproof, guys. This is just a regular mascara, and you. It looks like you put it a little on the lower.
I will, instead of lining my lower eye, where there's where you're going to have your wrinkles at this age. You don't. I feel like it made a harshness there. It also drew a tension there that I didn't really want. But I did kind of like to at least emphasize the lash a little bit, because I had quite a bit here, and then to just go with nothing there, it didn't seem right either.
It's strange. It's kind of like you're putting something there, but yet you're making it look more natural by doing that.
That's what I've tried for myself. None of this would work for just everyone, but these are just my own tips that with my own face.
Sure. And you've got a couple more things to mention for brows, even if you don't do much more to your face. An eyebrow is key. Mama used multiple brands, different pencils. The texture was an issue, too hard, too waxy, too heavy. Some it was just finding the right color. I had something that I picked up for Mom, and I thought she would be interested in trying it. And so this morning she did, and she just kind of instantly thought, ooh, that's something I like. It's from Milani, and it's the Brow Tint Pen, and this shade that she has is 01 Natural Taupe. So this would be something for like the light blondes out there. This is what it is. It is a tiny, tiny tip there on the marker, and this is going to draw on just like a little marker is. If you're drawing this over a lot of hair, it's not going to make as much sense as if you are kind of, like Mom said, she's kind of recreating an end to her eyebrow with
you
this.
want to be careful when you go to apply something like this that goes on so easily that you're not just drawing a line. You want to make, I try to make little like hair motions, little feathery motions along.
This looks super natural. Like she said, you can get away with those little light strokes because the tip is so fine. It's even finer than some eyeliner pen tips that I've seen. She does have some existing brow hair there. She uses like a gel, like the CoverGirl. It's just a clear mascara.
It actually lifts them a little more. And I do tweeze my brows. As you get older, you find you don't need to tweeze near as much as I know you do. But you want to keep a nice line going there and keep that cleaned up. And then this just kind of lifts that on up as you have already applied your color.
It's great. It looks great. Thank you so much for emptying out your makeup bag today and showing everybody what you use. I know I'm so thrilled that there are more and more people of all ages tuning into beauty broadcasts now and just asking, what other tips, what more can you tell me? What can your mom say? Because mom has been in some videos before. And so I think I'm just thrilled that she could be here today to talk about it. I wish mom could be here more to do more of this. I don't know if she wants to, but
this isn't my thing, but you know, if I can help Emily out a little bit or anyone else, you know, I would like to. So I hope some of these things will be helpful.
Cool. Yeah. Well, thanks so much for watching, guys. Have a great day, and I'll see you again next time. Bye.